Bree, thank you for coordinating. It is 5:30, so I see a quorum of the board, so I am going to call the meeting to order. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to our new board trustees. We'll get to you in details in a minute, but welcome to the room for this. I apologize for taking this remote. I will try to work through the agenda. Donna is my backup. If for any reason we lose technology issue, Donna will assume the chair role and take over. So Donna, thank you for doing that as well. So call to order, review the library exits. I will ask Donna, since you're present in the room, I can review it, but if it had changed, I'd rather you do it since you're present. So Donna, if you could please review the exits.
Absolutely, we have two exits, one exit there and one exit there. All of them file out and head out the front and back doors. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Donna. Item number 3, comments or questions from the public not related to items on the agenda. I don't see any public here, so other than Mary. So, Mary, do you have anything you want to add to the agenda, or are you good?
I'm good.
Okay. Additions or deletions to the posted agenda. We are going to change one line item. There is an action for the governance committee. I put it under the committee selection section as 8C. It should be under 12C. Donna caught that as my error, so we will move that to 12C on that. Anyone else have any changes, additions, or deletions to the agenda? Hearing none. The next is the action to approve the minutes of the June 11th Board of Trustees meeting. They were attached to the agenda. Any motion to approve that?
I'll motion. Second.
Okay, discussion. Any comments on the minutes? Okay, I'll call the motion. All those in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, the motion passed. So next is my welcome chair comments. First, to our ex-board member, Marjorie, she was going to be here tonight to for us to give us her a formal sign off, but she had a friend come in town that she is going to go to dinner with a friend, so she chose that, which I appreciate her doing that. Bree, we had the library, did they select a book? So traditionally for all the board members, when a board of trustees member leaves, we typically buy a book and put a placard in the book honoring their service on the board of trustees. And I asked Bree to do that. So Bree, if you could share what that book chose.
It's perfect.
So Margie shared some interests and some things that she enjoyed doing, and we looked at our collection and thought, it's nice to always buy an investment book for someone in this kind of situation. And so we're updating to the newest version of Vogue Knitting, which is the ultimate stitch dictionary from the editors of Vogue magazine. Nice. It is basically the knitting Bible. And the book itself has not arrived, so this is the picture of the cover. And we will be adding it to the collection with a dedication plate with Margie's name, and thank you for being a trustee.
Bree, thank you to you and your team for doing that and doing that. I will make sure I let Marjorie know that book has been dedicated to her, and again, I will ask her to come back to another meeting for us to give a formal.
So what we have is a note. We have a note on its head on the when it comes in. We have it flagged to have it on her account, and she'll get a notification to pick it up as well. So,
okay, thank you very much. Again, this is the first board meeting of the new year, or the new fiscal year. So I do want to welcome Leslie and Christy to the Board of Trustees. I wish I could be in person to formally welcome you, but I will try to get some time hopefully before the next meeting or at the next meeting to formally sit down and introduce myself to you. So if you could briefly, Leslie and Christy, give a little intro to yourself, some bio background, and maybe one as to why you were interested in joining the library board. And then we will go around the table and introduce the rest of the board members. So either Leslie or Christy, go first.
Okay.
because she's looking at me. I'm Leslie, and it is Leslie Van Wagner, not Leslie Wagner. I've
Okay.
seen it both ways in a few places.
Thank you.
With a space in between, but Donna knows that. I work at Champlain College. I used to work with Donna, and full disclosure. And I'm the Associate Director of Student Support Services there. And I work one-on-one with students doing academic coaching. We also have a bunch of peer tutoring centers, and you probably know about this from Donna's work, but and I moved to South Burlington about 7 years ago, I guess, about 6 months before the pandemic and everything shut down. And so I was happy to find the library with the cart outside of the Target and, area and all that kind of stuff. But I'm really pleased to be joining you tonight. If there's anything else you need to know, ask away. Then I'll turn it over to you.
My name is Christy Liddy and Liddy Repstad. I'm in the middle of changing my last name. And I live with my wife and our 13-year-old and in the orchards. Apparently I'm Stacy's neighbor. And okay.
Not a Stacy neighbors.
I actually have my endless, and I've been in all sorts of capacities in the library and am going back to school tentatively in January for social work, and so just really enjoying still settling into South Burlington. I've been here 2 years, but it still feels like I'm settling in. And so, yeah, I just wanted to support my library, and I feel like I have experience and, a lot of interest in, just being in that support role.
Thank you, Christy. Again, both Leslie and Christy, welcome to the board. We're excited to have you. I think you'll find, I'm a little biased here, but we have a really excellent board. We work really well together. We have a passion for this library. We have a great leader of our library, and we work well together, and we're excited to have you bring a whole nother perspective, two different views, new views to our library. So please, again, welcome to the board. And you're coming at a great time. We're finalizing our strategic plan. Bree is bringing some great new ideas to the library, and we have a lot of exciting things going on. So again, welcome and thank you for your participation and from the city. We appreciate all citizens joining up on various committees. So thank you. So before we go around the table, I do want to acknowledge our two returning members of the board, Ann and Stacy. Again, thank you, Ann. Thank you, Stacy, for agreeing to re-up again for another 3 years. We greatly appreciate it. So I'm going to do a round of applause virtual for all the new board members and returning members. So thank you. Brenda, if I could start with you, go around the table, just quickly give a little background on yourself and how long you've been on the board, and we'll just go around the table, and then we'll end with Ann and myself for Christy and Leslie's knowledge. So Brenda, if we could start with you.
I'm not shy to talk, you know that. I'm Brenda Withy. I live in the Orchards also. I come to the board as I was the baby treasurer and now I'm the toddler treasurer. And Bree has been very wonderful about helping me through this process.
We're
As
helping
we
each
kind of
other.
we learn it together. I'm really as dull as is possible. I rely on everyone here to live vicariously. So I think that's my excitement. And that's really all I got. But I'm so happy to meet you both.
You too.
I'm Marty Reed, also in the Orchards, Baldwin Avenue. Former librarian, hired. Been on the board, is it a year? Yeah, just a year, crazy. But I've been in South Burlington for 25 years, I think. So, love this library, of course. Great reader. And I now chair the governance committee, which is the best committee.
Oh, no.
Sorry, so when you're considering second best. So when you're considering committees, you know, you'd be welcome on our committee, we,
Waiting for the best offer. Just kidding.
well, now we're gonna have refreshments, right? And we could have food, bring food in. But anyway, welcome, glad to meet you both.
Hi, I'm Donna Swartout, newly retired from Champlain. Have more stick. It is gonna stick.
I'm the only one here, I'm happy about that.
I've worked on a college campus for about 45 years, so it is time to take a break. I've been on the board. This is starting my 6th year. I am the secretary unless things change after tonight. And really absolutely adore this library. And as Ted said, it's a great board. I think we work really well together. And I'm really excited to have these 2 new people with your new ideas and energy. So I think it's gonna be a good year.
Great, thanks. Hello, and welcome. My name is Rebecca Stasi, and I'm also in my 6th year on the board. It's my only board position, so I love it. And I love the library. I do not live in the orchards. I did go to library school, though I am not a librarian. I just have a different degree from a library school, but I like to say that. It's a wonderful board to be on. I think you'll find it to be a great experience, and we're excited to have some new thinking energy.
Stacy Pate. This will be my 10th year on the board. I call myself chair emeritus because I had to, give up to Ted so that he could do some great work. I might be a little biased about the library, which is why I try to encourage all my neighbors and friends to volunteer, to do the things they need to do. I work for the development office at the UVM Medical Center. I'm still a teacher. I'll always be a teacher, but had to have a little more flexibility in my job because we have 2 children. So that's what I do now. I have adult children, and everywhere we go on vacation, we go to libraries and see what's up and all the new cool things. And like everybody has been saying, this is an amazing board, an amazing library. The staff just rocks it, and they're so happy. And feel really good when you say hi and welcoming to them. We're very, very, very lucky. So I still have a kid who comes here to study now. So we have lots of things, and yay for another 13-year-old coming in here to try things.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
My name's Holly Painter. I use any pronouns, so you can't do it wrong. And I am the chair of the communications committee, aka Thomas Arlon. I'm also an English faculty at UVM, and I have been on the board for 4 years. I've been in South Burlington for 10 years. I have an 11-year-old and a 6-year-old, and they love the library. And so what?
And you'll see their pictures.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I also do the social media for the foundation, which is like a separate thing. And it's really easiest to get permissions from my own children. Yes.
They'll start saying no eventually.
Okay, Anne, if you want to go ahead.
Sure. Can you hear me?
I got you. I got
Yes.
Okay. Hi, I'm so sorry I'm not there. I'm a big face on the screen, I know. But I'm Anne Lalonde. I think been on the board for 5 years. I'm on the governance committee, and we write the policies and we nerd out, and it's awesome. I'm also the secretary of the foundation, and we can explain the Friends and Foundation sometime, but Friends and Foundation both just are raising money so that Bree can do whatever she wants with the library. And and the board is great. I always look forward to all the meetings. And also, yeah, we're super lucky to have Bree, who just has so much knowledge and great judgment. And yeah, so she's fantastic. So
Okay. Again, I'm Ted Lenski, been on the board 6 years. I've trying to fill the large shoes of Stacy as the current chair of the board, which will expire in about 1 minute, and we'll get to that in a minute. But again, I welcome you. I joined the library after partially retiring and now fully retired because of my passion for what the library means to a community and for reading. I think we have a unique role as a library in our community, given the environment of our country in Vermont. As right now, we are a critical resource for this community. And that's part of the passion that I have in working with this great team to try and make sure we support our mission, the vision of the city, the vision of Bree, and the vision of this board to really be that integral part to the community. So I'm honored to work with this team and look forward to working with them again for this fiscal year. So Christine and Leslie, I will probably be setting up some time to kind of go over the bylaws and everything. And there's usually a packet we have. So probably maybe even Ann and I will get together with you to kind of walk through some of our policies. So I will reach out to you to individually to try and set up either a group time or individual time with you over the next month once I return on Sunday to the area, and we'll get together. But again, welcome to all the new board. So great to have. So Bree, I'm going to put you. Yep.
Well, Ted, before we move on, can I do a couple logistics for the city? Can I just mention a couple of like board things?
Sure.
So if you are a new board member, and I'm not sure about returning, but if you have not filled out your stipend form yet, so if you wish to receive a stipend for this meeting only, you will not receive it for the smaller meetings, but for this meeting, you can fill out the stipend form. It's $50 for each full board meeting that you attend, up to 2 per month. Okay, but not the smaller ones.
And you have to fill it out if you are, you did fill it out regardless.
No.
The email from the city said if you were already filled out the W-9 or whatever.
Yeah.
number, you didn't have to do it again.
Yeah, I don't think they got rid of you in the system.
Just for the new people, that if you are,
For Christine,
or if you want to
Leslie.
change your election of the stipend as well, because you can accept the stipend or waive the stipend. If you want to change your selection, you need to resubmit. Okay.
And then also, I do need a picture of each of you for the website. So if you have like a headshot or you have just a nice photo of your face.
Always good.
It's looking at Brenda. I don't know. If you have a picture that you would like us to put on the website and also to kind of submit to the city, because there's a folder of people who are on boards, please send that to me and I will take care of that for you. I'll take care of getting it on the website and getting it to Andrea at the city. And then for the whole board, just something to think about in the future if you would like a new board picture. So if there's a meeting where everyone is attending, we can maybe have Andy come take a quick photo for to show the current board.
Great. Hopefully we'll look through our calendars the next couple meetings and see with people's vacations and everything, see if we can find one of our meeting times to rearrange that, knowing most people might attend. I should say Whitney Kinzinger is not here. She sent me a note saying she's not available, but Whitney is the 11th board member on our team. Everyone else is here, and you'll meet Whitney hopefully at the next meeting. So logistically, and I learned this on my DRB role on Tuesday, Bree, I'm going to put you on a spot a little bit here, is once we go to selection of trustees and officers, the staff member takes over chair of the meeting, since the 4 officers have now vacated their position because the year is over. So we are no longer in our roles. Bree, I'm going to ask you to chair the meeting and ask for election of board through a motion. So if you could coordinate that, we can see if a motion comes on the table to select the Board of Trustees officers. So Bree, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, gosh, I can spend the money however I want. And I'm
Yeah, the board no longer has officers at this point, so.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to elect officers for the South Burlington Board of Trustees.
Okay, so any of our board can choose a slate of officers. So
Should we go position by position?
We can do it position by position, or if there is a slate of all four that someone would like to make a motion of all four, we can select them all four on one slate. So if there's someone out there who'd like to do that, I see.
I see Donna.
I would like to make a motion for the slate of officers with chair as Ted Lunsky, vice chair as Anne Lalonde, secretary as me, and treasurer as Brenda. I know, just nominated myself.
Would anyone like to second
I
that?
would like to second.
For new people, that's our current slate.
Okay.
Shall we put that to a vote, or does someone want to,
Discussion, anyone?
anyone discussion or a secondary slate?
That's like a great idea.
Everybody's doing a great job.
Very happy.
Okay, well then let's call it for a vote. And all in favor?
Aye.
It is unanimous, this current slate of stands, and I will pass it back to our newly re-elected chair.
Thank you very much.
Every year, or is it 2 years, or it's every year?
Every year.
Every year. So, again, I'll speak on behalf of the officers that are selected. I really like working with our current officers, and I appreciate the support of the board on the officers. So unless anyone other officers like to speak, I appreciate it and accept all that based off your motions. So thank you. So now we'll move on to committee selection, which is always another one. So background on this, there are 3 active committees on the library Board of Trustees. One is the Finance Committee chaired by the Treasurer, which is Brenda. The Communications Committee, which currently is being chaired by Holly. And the Governance and Nominations Committee, which is chaired by Marty. We ask that each member of the board participate at least in one committee. So currently, we had one vacancy on our board, which was Ashley, and she, I believe, was on the Communications Committee. Is that correct, Holly?
Yes, we currently have 4 on communications, including
Okay.
me.
And then Marjorie was on the Governance and Nominations Committee. So so there are currently 2 openings on that. If so, Christy and Leslie, there is information about each one of those committees on the website. If you would like to sit down with myself and or the committee chairs, which are Holly, Marty, and Brenda, to discuss them before choosing, feel free to do that. If you would already know and have enough information and like to participate on one, feel free. I'll ask each of the committee chairs to give maybe a 1-minute summary of what you do as part of your committee to maybe help Christy and Leslie choose. And also, if any of the current board members would like to change what committee they're on, we can discuss that. So maybe Brenda, if you can go first and give a 30-second summary of what the Finance Committee does.
Sure. Finance Committee basically just works with the library director to help put together the budget for the upcoming year. The upcoming year is obviously 2 years ahead of us now because of the fiscal year. If there's any kind of defending of the budget that needs to happen to the city, we would be there to support that if necessary. But it's to support the budget structure that is being presented to the town and to help create that structure.
Okay.
With massive input with the librarian based on everything that she and we absorb over the year as current need.
Marty, if you want to talk to Governance and Nomination.
Sure. Governance Committee is charged with reviewing, changing, adopting, recommending policy for the library. And we currently have a long list of policies. It's on the website. It's at least, I don't know, a dozen or more. We look at those policies on a regular basis. We have a chart that we just follow. So those policies get regular reviews. We look at some other foundational documents that the library has. Bree attends on those meetings and she's really helpful in guiding us. Donna and Ann are also on that committee. You'll see that the word nominations is there. I've been on that committee a year and I still don't know why, but it's there. But it's in the bylaws.
Right.
They do the nomination piece, but that has since changed. So until we do the bylaws. Oh, sorry, Ted, you could have said that.
No, I appreciate the chair members in the room jumping in on that one. That was quite accurate. So that's something we should probably look at. But again, that is the other aspect formally by bylaws of the nominations committee. But we have had some things working in the past that we need to probably just update it. Thank you. Any questions for Marty on that? Holly, if you could talk communications.
Sure, communications is the most nebulous of committees. It could do everything, and it often thinks that maybe it should. But we've been focusing on outreach. We have a lot of tabling. We organize tabling amongst all of the trustees. And events like National Library Card Sign Up Month and Pride. We also do some writing for supplemental newspapers. And we've been working on our poster for a while and distribution of that. And anybody want to help me out? Anything else we do?
Yeah, it's very public facing.
Public facing, yes. We are trying to get people to the library. Basically, number one goal, get people to the library. And so we promote stuff. But the city does have a marketing person whose job is marketing. So we also do liaising with him. So he designed this poster. And
Absolutely, this year, hopefully we just continue to do more advocacy.
yes.
Forward facing advocacy toward the community and
Yes.
seeing where our pockets are of folks that need to be or
Strategically aligned.
yes.
How often do the committees meet? Once a month. Once a month, okay.
And they meet on Thursday evenings, so it is, you would have like 2 Thursday evenings booked.
Got it, same time.
Same, roughly,
Ish,
it's
okay.
one of the meets at 5:15,
5:15.
but that can change.
Yes.
Okay.
And are you on the committee does it change every year or is that up to?
It's up to you.
Okay.
So every year we go through this process of either staying on the committee, or if someone wants to change the committee, we can do that. But we just want to make sure we have representation reasonably even across all trustees on certain committees or on all the committees to make sure we have a balance of representation on there. So it can change, and you could be a part of different committees over your tenure on the board. So before I ask Christy and Leslie whether they know what they would like to choose, are there any current board members who would like to change their committee assignments, or are all happy with the committees they're on? Hearing none. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I just said so happy. We're all so happy to stay where we are.
We're a happy bunch. So Christy and Leslie, you don't need to pick today. If you like to share where you would like to do, feel free at this point, or we could sit and talk more and choose by next month. Any comments? Or Holly, go ahead.
Oh, you're also welcome to come to committee meetings and see what we're doing, if that would help you.
Yes.
Or I'm also happy to talk to you too, as like someone who attends all 3 meetings, and to talk about the various committees and all of that too. So if Ted is out of town or his schedules don't line up, I'm also happy to share what each committee does.
I think based on my background and my interests, I would probably throw my hat in for the communications committee.
Okay.
And if there's need for the suddenly I was like, what's it called? Governance. I think I would.
You'd be very welcome. Yes, it'd be nice to have another person, and you'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Marty.
Mention those, Brenda.
So I guess I'll ask a motion, maybe someone to make a motion to have Leslie join.
Before we do that,
Holly, sure.
can we let them know when we do meet to make sure?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay, so communications meets the Thursday after the main board meeting, which is the Thursday.
Thursday.
We will meet next, that's okay.
And governance meets the 4th Thursday, so our next meeting will be on the 23rd, July 23rd.
Can we at this time?
And we meet here and this meeting on the 23rd is at 5:15.
But
You said the 23rd.
23rd.
Okay.
July 23rd.
So next Thursday is.
Next Thursday. We are having our annual summer outing afterward, so we're going to Felino's afterward.
I volunteered for the right committee. Just kidding.
I'm just gonna say, in the comm squad, you picked up a great committee member, you want her to bake for you. I was really secretly hoping she would come to this like the teams, and so then I could continue.
Yeah, well, those things.
In the tired work.
Okay, sorry, Jen.
So
That's all right.
additions
So-
is at 5:30?
Yes.
So I'd like to entertain a motion to keep current committees, current Board of Trustees member on their current committee assignments and have Leslie join the communication and Christy join governance and nominations.
I'll motion.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor? All right. Okay, seeing any opposed, seeing none, motion pass. Again, Christy and Leslie, feel free to start with those committees and if come back to the board if you feel that either the schedule doesn't work or how the fit is. But I think from what your backgrounds and you're quickly deciding, I think it's going to be a great fit. And those were the needs where we needed people to. So I think it works really well. So welcome to those committees. The only thing I will ask the committee chairs, the current committee chairs at your next meeting, since it's a new fiscal year, please re-verify your committee chairmanship as part of your agenda item for your next meeting. As just for fiscal year purposes, if you could do that. Okay.
And Ted, do I have everyone's permission to share this with Andrea at the city? Because I have access to the spreadsheet that I'm supposed to confirm everyone's office and committee assignments.
I have no problem with that. I think that's part of being on the board is that public information. So I think that's good, but thanks for asking. Okay. All right. I think we got a lot of the administrative stuff done. So thank you for your patience with that. So I will turn it on to Mary for the Friends of the Board update.
Very good.
Friends of the Library, Friends of the Board and the Friends of the Library.
The board is not.
That's right. My name is Mary Jones and I'm the president of the Friends of the Library. So we run the used bookshop upstairs here and I raise funds to give to Bree so that she can.
Actually, the friends are very directive.
And we do narrow it down, but last month in June, we made a total of $920.54. Yeah, so we continue to sprint right along here. And the story walk, the project that the friends have been working on. Has opened, and of course, we had the grand opening last Tuesday night. And Sue Radikainen and I put in we ended up with originally only 19 of the 20 posts, but we did place all the laminated book pages in, got to the end and went. So, anyway, if you haven't been, the posts are along the shared use path in the city center park. It's a beautiful walk, very, very woodsy and it's cool and shady. So I'd encourage everybody to go grab your neighbors and support it there.
And there's 20 posts now.
There's 20 posts now. And I have to thank Erin Davison for all the work that she did. She was fabulous. She had great ideas and she was meticulous in her layout and all the pages just slipped right in perfectly. So that made it really, really nice there. I'm very sad that she's leaving. Are you guys interviewing for?
Oh, yeah.
that? Okay. You are, okay.
I'll give you an update.
Okay, perfect. And we changed the book seasonally. So we're already working on the next book. Okay. Right now, we're going to shift our focus to the upcoming book sale, which is October 9th, 10th, and 11th. It's held in the community room right upstairs next to our shop. We do not need any more nonfiction at this time. Our storage is full for that, but we do need fiction. So if you have good fiction books in your closet and you want to move them along to a new home, please bring them in.
What are do they have to be less than?
Less than 10 years old, preferably.
Okay.
And Bree has a good saying, if it's a really good book that you would recommend to your best friend, go ahead and put that in. And they have to be in good shape, not dusting you and pages missing. You'd be surprised what we get, but
Or not.
Or not. So That's it.
I like it.
Well, Mary said, so I will speak for friends, that you get a bonus day if you get your friend's membership, and you can go to the book sale.
That's
for
great.
a book
That's
read.
right.
And it's also a really great team to support. So there's a on the website, there's a place to go to sign up. for
Yeah, you can
membership.
register as a member for $10. You can come to the book sale the night before, preview night, before anybody else comes.
That's dangerous.
Yeah.
But I have to say, you have to get there before Holly does, if you're trying to get kids' books, because she does.
I was gonna say,
You got the big bag?
kids' books, don't you? Yes, we do.
Yes.
Absolutely. If you have good kids' books, we take those.
Last year it was the same day as was there a tag sale? Was there something going on at Chamberlain or?
I
Last
think
year?
it was there was something in the back, like the tags.
At Marquette, yeah,
Marcotte, excuse me.
yes.
Is that the same timing for this year?
I don't know, but unfortunately, we found out it's the same weekend as the Sheldon book sale. So we're gonna bundle them and tell people they need to, visit both.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly. So,
And it's a Sunday. It's one. Our
yes,
first
this
time
will
you're
be our
gonna do a
first sale
Sunday.
that the library's open on Sundays. So instead of doing Thursday night, Friday and Saturday, we're gonna do Friday night, well, Friday late afternoon.
Because that was, we're gonna go to the pre-sale and then come to our meeting.
Yeah,
I'll have to go
well,
back.
sorry.
Set up
Okay.
and grab stuff.
I'll be there.
You know, someone should have picked up things away.
Yeah, you might have a little input. It's all set up the day, the morning of, so you can come and look. Good to know. Any questions?
I just want to say that the story walk, if you haven't seen it yet, it's so wonderful. It's one thing to hear about it, but to walk past and to see, it's the perfect book for that location. And it just slows you right down and take your time and it's really great. So I commend you. It's
The book is Over and Under the Pond by Kate Messner. And it goes through the wetland kind of area, so.
That's my walk.
You actually saw a heron
We did.
putting the page about the heron. in there. Very serendipitous.
All right.
it was wonderful.
And you guys got to speak, and Sue did a great job.
So this was Sue's baby.
Yeah.
She started the whole idea and raised the money, and so I thought it very that she did the speech. She did great.
Great. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate the update. Any questions? If not, we'll turn to the Library Foundation update. Anna.
Right. I am the official designee for the Library Foundation, but I also want to mention Ted is the treasurer and Donna is back on the board. So we're trying to spread out our tendrils there. And the foundation, obviously, we raised money through various appeals, just generally throughout the year. We just finished our spring appeal. We made about $1,700. And we support the library gift account, which is held by the city. And so we give hopefully large amounts, as much as we can, to that account. And then Bree is able to spend that on what she needs. We're not able to give money for staffing. That's sort of part of the city budget. So there are some limitations to what she can do, unfortunately. So we recently gave a check for $10,750 to the gift account. And also we support larger projects. If Bree has a vision, we will do that. And the other amount we just gave to the library was $20,000 from our capital reserves for improvements to the hangout, which is where the middle school kids hang out. And you want to make it as cool as possible for them. So that is it. Yeah. And we started with Aspire, and now we're no longer Aspire, we're just the Library Foundation, but we have reserves from then. So we're trying to spend them and urge Bree to think big. So that's what we do.
And,
Thanks.
and also we just closed our fiscal year 26 and we had an outstanding fundraising fiscal year. And I know a lot of people in the room give to the foundation as well. Thank you to that, and thank you to all the residents and people who have donated to the foundation. We had an exceptional year in fundraising, and we hope that continues. And I think it's indicative of the work we're doing as a board, the work the library team is doing as a library staff, and everyone loves the building. We're getting ready to celebrate 5 years in the building. It's a beautiful building, and again, why new members joined the board, because I think, again, the passion of the library. So it all comes together through the friends, the foundation, through the board, and through the community. It's really nice to see. So it's a shining light to make everyone see, really make people happy. So it's great to see. So any questions for Ann or the foundation? Okay, if not, we'll go on to the director's report. Bree, the floor is yours.
Okay.
And all the money.
I do want to give you guys, I have quite a few updates to give. I'll be kind of brief on each of them, and if you have things that you'd want me to go into more detail, and then I'll end with our showstopper, which is some of our statistics. So
Love a stat.
I have visuals.
You see it.
Okay. Also, I hope that you've had a chance to look. There's a scrapbook on the table right now that will be at the birthday party. So if you're not here to see it, it's incentive to come. But the library is celebrating 5 years, and one of our staff members, Caitlin, created a scrapbook with pictures of the last 5 years of the library and some amazing stats and quotes and news articles. And Sue will also have like trifolds and displays. So we're basically having a birthday party for the library. There will be a yo-yo guy doing yo-yo tricks from 9 to 11.
I heard he's really good.
He's very good. He is very good. There will be cake and pencils that, say happy birthday and all of that. So they've really wanted to celebrate this great community resource. And so that's what we're doing it's all day Saturday. And if you want to come and help out or be there as trustees, it would be great to drop in, wear your name tag if you have one, and just to let the community know that you support the library in your role as a trustee. Okay, so I want to just talk about also, we heard, Erin Davison is leaving, so the kind of department head or head of our youth services. She was our children's services librarian. We have rebranded or renamed it youth services librarian because the teen specialist is going to be moved under the new person's supervisory role. So we have from 0 to 18 in the same kind of department. Anyway, we had 50 applicants for the job. We had 24 candidates that were pushed towards me, meaning that they, HR felt that they at least were significant enough to have me look at. We interviewed 6 candidates, 6 of those candidates. We had some, since this was recorded, I'm not going to do, we had some finalists. And we will be doing second round interview tomorrow. And hopefully have an offer and an acceptance by next week.
Fabulous.
Yes, Ted.
Bree, were you pleased with with that number? Sometimes can feel like it's a good selection choice, but were you pleased as the filtering from 50 to 24 to 6 feels like a very good progression?
Yes.
How did that feel for you?
It was a lot of reading, but and considering and thinking of what we need, and weighing strengths of the various candidates that applied. And so I am very happy in the direction that things are going.
Great.
And
okay.
And since it's a personnel matter, that's just what
That's
I'm
all.
gonna say. And if anyone wants to follow up, we can have a conversation.
That's great. And then that's exactly what we need to hear in the public session. So thank you.
We also have had, speaking of staff, we've had some staff challenges recently with illnesses. We've had a lot of unexpected long illnesses for a summer, and that's been a challenge. Also, some travel plans going awry, and besides your usual vacations and a busy season, we've been really short-staffed in several key places like children's during summer reading, and so that has added some stress to everyone who fills in at all the service desks. But if you are seeing people out of their places, which I think is fantastic, we've been doing a lot of on-the-fly cross-training of staff, which I think is very useful and a positive thing, but it has been a bit of a stressor for the staff. And so we also are navigating a couple of things with HR, just FYI, in a very positive way. Very positive way, but that's all I'm going to say about that in our public meeting as well.
One other
Yes.
question real quick. I know we have a list, we've had volunteers in the past, and I think periodically when we have discussions like this, we ask, is a need for the board to help solicit volunteers? Is that helpful, not helpful, given the situation? Or can you just, is there anything the board can do to try and help in this situation?
Volunteers cannot do staff roles. I mean, that is the distinction here. I'm not going to staff with volunteers for a variety of reasons, plus the union and the privacy issues and the professionalism. So I wish this was a case of like, oh, we just need some volunteers to cut out some stuff. But it is more of a staffing issue. And as new board members will come to discover, library privacy and access to the catalog and information is very, very important to keep that with staff.
Yep.
So, but thank you for the offer.
No, I think again, it's one of those things I think it's a question we always ask, and that's the same answer, which completely makes sense, but it's just something as a board, we want to if there's anything we can do to help. I know you all can just that. Anne, you have a question?
And I was just going to say, we could certainly advocate for this in the budget process, maybe more staffing and based on this.
We did give up 3 of our subs for a new position for Sundays. And so we have 3 less subs to call on. And so yeah, Brenda and I will we were talking about some hours, but I think that it is one of those things that's good for the board to bring up an actual like scenario or a case, where we feel a little crunched in staff. So thank you, Anne, for bringing that up. Also, as we've mentioned a couple of times, we are in a new fiscal year. So FY27, this is the time of year where I don't know what year it is, because Brenda and I are doing FY28, we're in FY27, the actual year is 26. So, but I just wanted to let everyone know that the fiscal year technically does not close in the finance department till August. So there's some kind of lingering invoices that you can backdate to things. So I won't have a clear ending numbers picture for everyone until after that closing in August, but I don't foresee us having any like drastic emergencies or overspendings, although this is my first year navigating and we did change finance systems in December. So we lost access to the beginning of the fiscal year. And so, but I think we're in good shape. It just makes me nervous when you can say, I think we're in good shape instead of I know we're in good shape. But that is where we are at. I have a meeting with Brenda next week to do more work on the budget. And so we're plugging along. Lots of spreadsheets. I know you love spreadsheets. Also for a future agenda, I would like to talk to the board about, there were 2 Vermont laws that passed through the legislature regarding libraries. So that just came into law. And I'd like to just kind of inform you guys. So you don't have to sit in on the, hour-long webinar about them, but I would like to make sure that my board is well versed in the new Vermont library laws. One of them, S 232, it basically was supported the role of libraries in Vermont, cleaned up some language, and has some financial implications to it, like good financial implications to it. It also established Vermont Library Day. So October 19th, it's the third Monday of October will be Vermont Library Day.
Always, or
Always the third Monday, not the 19th always, but whatever the third Monday. The other bill that just passed, S 209. It relates to civil arrest in sensitive locations, and libraries were listed as a sensitive location. We're all like, yay, but until anyway, for me, it's like a little panicky, like, oh, what does that mean? And so that I attended a webinar with the State Library today. And then there's one with the Vermont Library Association and the Vermont ACLU next month. So I'd like to refrain talking about it until I've attended all of the sessions about it. But basically prohibiting civil arrest in the library with some exceptions. And so figuring all that out is, it also applies to educational institutions. So for some of you and health medical offices. So for many of you, this also impacts your work and workplaces.
Okay. We'll make sure we have an agenda item and some time for you next month.
I would say September.
September?
If we could
Okay.
or we could split it up. I could do one in August and one in September. So
Got it.
I'm not.
Okay. We'll look to do that.
Mhm. Also, while we're talking a little bit about laws and kind of policies, we've had an uptick in soft book challenges recently. And I say soft book challenges because this is people challenging a book to the staff, but not following through with a formal review process yet or at all. It is very upsetting to our staff for a variety of reasons, you know, for the theoretical like vanguard of liberty, which is like a lot of pressure, to also the just escalated interaction of a patron who is unhappy in front of you. So at our staff meeting yesterday, we went through our policy and procedure, and I was a little bit more clear on some stuff that I would like to have done. And that's basically, I have my card at every service desk. We're not going to fight for the First Amendment at our service desks. They are going to email the director, make an appointment, and talk to me when we can all be informed and calm, which is not usually in that first interaction. So anyway, I have some more to follow up with the staff on that. But the trustees have a role in our formal reconsideration process. So I would ask you all to do some homework and to go to our website and please read through the request for, it's in our collection development policy. So it's on the About Us tab. And you can go down to missions and policies. Plus I sent Donna the link to it directly. But if you scroll down to the policies, it is the collection development policy. And this is a new policy that was the state guidance about. But I would like to make sure that you guys have read it. Just because ultimately the decision to remove, relocate a book falls with the trustees. So the person, I can say, give an opinion, but there is an appeal process to that. So it's very clear, laid out the process, just make yourselves aware.
Okay, are you at liberty to say whether or not these are all individual challengers or if there are repeat challengers?
It's different people.
Okay.
similar vein of book, type of book. Surprising, not one that you would think it would be. And so we can talk offline about, you know, the issues that are coming up, just to be respectful for all the populations that are represented in those books. But I think it's been it's happened 3 times in my 9 months here. And it happened twice last week. So it feels very, I think it was hot too, honestly. The heat escalated a lot of folks, but no one has contacted me to take the process any further. Okay. And I think that's, and I think our policy, I've read through it like 5 times this week, is very good. So I don't think it's something that we need to look
I
at.
think we just did that one before.
Yes, because the state had guidance.
That's the history. I mean, the history of that policy was to make sure that it goes quickly to the director and at a, not the initial time, it is a more formal discussion with the director and the complaining individual to make sure that's a professional conversation. And that
Yes.
and tends to be that makes the process work very well, but it also makes the process follow a structure. And it helps on both sides to make sure that we're all following it in a professional way. So, Bree, I appreciate you looking at that in detail since it's new to you. And if we feel good with it, which I do, and it sounds like Bree, you feel comfortable with it right now, we can do that. And obviously we'll review it annually with our governance team as well.
Yeah. Yeah, but I would just want everyone, it's one of those things that you should just know, you know, what your role is. You can recite it from memory. Obligation. Well, I can give you some new talking points, which I sent to the staff. But that was just it's been a stressful, also dealing with the staff response too, because it's quite upsetting. Okay, but let's celebrate because I do have some really incredible stats for you guys, and I'm sorry, Ted and Anne, I didn't know that you guys wouldn't be here. I would have pulled something up. So I'm gonna pass these around, teacher style. I'm gonna keep one. So you might know this, which you've seen before. Okay, but for comparison's sake, Mary, do you want to stay for this, or you can? We could just put these on, but okay. So what you see right now is FY25. So that is last year. Last year's stats, you've seen them. They're pretty impressive. So this covers the period of July 2024 to June 2025. Now we have this year. Okay, so I printed them both out so that you could compare.
Oh, yes, yes.
From Sunday?
Well, Sunday only happened in January. So this is so FY26 covers the period of July 2025 to June 2026. And so, you know, just to look at these stats, and Ann and Ted, I can save some for you. But in Idana, I will give you my sheet with the numbers, with the math on them.
Okay, awesome.
Just to give you some things that we can be really proud of. And not everything went up. Okay, I'll say that, and I think that's okay. But visits to the library over the year, in 1 year, went up 15%. Okay, that's a lot when that's a big number. That's our, you know. So 142,000 people visited the South Burlington Library, and I can tell you that the door counter was broke for a while. You know, other things, our website visits were up 10.5%, which is great. All of the work of the comm squad and all of the work of the city of directing folks to the website. Our public computer sessions, they went up about 8%, but you know what? That was about 68,000 or 67,000 people using public computers. Think about the digital divide that we
Yeah.
closed for those folks. And that's not people bringing their own computers.
The time is now 6:30, and the library is open at 7 p.m. As a reminder, we stopped using new library cards and the computers upstairs is shut down by 6:45. Thank you.
Okay. Another thing that we can be really proud of is our circulation went up 36%. 36% in 1 year, and I mean, there were all of the different things that went up. But if our library of things, which I know the foundation and many of you have been invested in and interested in, went up 50% circulation. And our passes, which we've really been trying to push this summer, went up 73%. So, you know, our active borrowers, like number of borrowers, was up 14.6%. You know, the number of new cards we made doesn't look like, oh, that's a lot, but we found almost 2,000 more people who needed cards. You know, so like
There's only so many people in this.
there's only so many people in this. That's like 10% of South Burlington got cards. Our digital checkouts went up by over 10,000 or 40%. Those are expensive.
Yeah.
There's our, you know, and a lot of that was we added e-magazines. Thank you. Yes, and their e-magazines went up 40% in 1 year.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and let's see, social media, I mean, both of those went up about 7%. I'm sure we could do more work there, but we still on the up and up. Non-library meeting attendees went up by 25%. So people using the space either for reservations or for studying or for whatever meetings went up a lot. And we added, you know, 3,854 more things to the library, which is about 4.6%. But that also, when we weed things, you know, takes away from that kind of number, but we added that to the collection. Some things that did go down, our number of volunteer hours went down ever so slightly. That's okay. You know, it was a drop of 1.7%. And then our number of programs offered also dropped about 5%, and that's okay. We offer a lot of programs.
Yeah.
Over 800 programs still. And I think that, and of course, because of that, program attendance also dropped that like 5.8%. That is, it's fine, you know, because people were still coming. We are such a space, we are such a draw, we are such a place that this community can be proud of, that we might not need as many programs to get people in the door because we have such great offerings here at the library. And so I'm super proud of these numbers. We also have seen almost a 50% increase in interlibrary loans, especially those requests from community members. The form is online. I think that has a lot of stuff to a lot of reason that we're seeing that. So I'm just super thrilled. I'm so thankful for the staff that's put in this work. We see all of these great gains, and you know, then it's like, how do we use this to advocate for staffing? How do we use this to advocate in our budget, to share our story with the community? There's some great numbers in here, and so we'll be rolling these out by Mary in our social media, in our stories, and posting these flyers around the library just so people can see what we've accomplished this year.
And I know the staff will your presentation if they decide to listen to our meeting, but please make sure that you tell them this is just crazy amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, the creativity and the hard work of the staff here
Hmm.
really shines through with all of this. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
they read the minutes.
I think that's what it is, they've done some
they
minutes.
do. And Donna, I will transcribe. I want to keep some of my numbers because I did a lot of math.
Yes, I.
And I want to, and then I'll share it with you.
Okay, and I can take a picture.
Oh, okay. That's very creative.
And it must work for you.
Yeah, so that's fantastic. And there's so much to be proud of in this bunch of numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bree, also, I appreciate you pulling this together as we're getting into strategic planning discussions too. This annual type of summary helps us as we finalize the strategic plan to make sure we're focusing on right, because there's a lot of metrics in there, and we know there's more metrics out available.
So much data.
Right, there's a lot of data out there, but you've taken a lot of the key data that we tried. I think as we do a strategic plan, we all look at some of the key data, and I think what you're showing will help as we go through the next iterative waves of the strategic plan over the next several months. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay, that's all I have.
Bree, I have one that I think we'll put in this director's discussion. It's the scholarship for the United Libraries virtual discussion. We had,
Yes.
so I think the trustees saw an email from Bree about this, that we have the opportunity, thanks to Bree doing the work behind the scenes to get the scholarship. So we put myself and Ann in as the two people from the board. Ann is people to attend that. So I guess, Bree, what is the best way to, if any of the board members want to participate, to get with you and we sit down and go through that, or how would you like to do that? What's your
Well, you guys registered or are going to register. So I would say that if you and Anne still would like to register as the people, and then don't make a password that's like your ATM password or something, then you could share it with the interested party, might be the easiest at this point. United for Libraries is ALA's like trustee foundation arm. If no one else from the trustees wants to participate, which is fine, it might be kind to offer the foundation or the friends the slot, or even the third day is all friends, the second day is mostly foundation. So you could share with your colleagues on other boards for the libraries. So I think I'm gonna say you guys take care of it however you want.
So I guess where I'm at is I'll go ahead and register. Ann, since you're not gonna be available, is there someone on the board right now who has interest from what they've seen on that, on being one of the registrars? And then if it's two people, we can sit down and go through the agenda items and then offer up the other spots as we look through things to the foundation and the friends using
Ted,
our
can you refresh the dates?
July 28th.
July 28th for the trustees, the 29th for the foundation, and the 30th for the friends, is what the topics revolve around.
Tuesday, Thursday.
So is there anyone who wants to take Ann's spot just to get the registration going? Donna?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'll do the foundation day.
I'm s-
I'll do the foundation day.
Okay. But right now, Donna, if I have you just at least go in and register as the person, and then maybe you and I can get together and we can split up how we want to, who can
Yeah.
partake in that based off our logins. Okay.
And I can be in touch with Donna.
Okay.
yeah, I was gonna say, Anne, I think
Yeah,
I gave them your
we'll figure it
name, so
Yeah.
you might have to, and they have probably reached out.
Great.
So you
So
will have to
we'll
share
figure
that
it
with
out.
Donna.
Great.
So Ann and Donna work together on that, and then Donna, you and I will get together to look at the agenda item and go from there.
With different agendas.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and we're not out any money, so if you guys don't do every single thing of every single day, don't worry about it. It's just
Yep.
an educational
I
opportunity.
think it's a great opportunity for us to just expand and listen to what's going on. So, okay. Maria, anything else?
No,
Okay. We're at 6:40 here, so I'll ask the committees to give a
Sorry.
quick summary. No, your content is one of the main reasons we love to hear it all. So it's great to hear what you're saying. So we're good. Finance Committee, Brenda, anything you'd like to share?
Nothing new, as Bree mentioned, she and I will be meeting next week, and just as like for the new board members, when we talk about putting together the budget. These numbers of, again, 20% increase in checking out, that type of thing, all those will help buttress the need for increase in 2027, 2028, or 2020, those years that are forward. As we're going forward, so this is really great information as we head toward the next budget.
Great. Any questions for Brenda? Okay, Holly, comms.
We're continuing with our various tabling. If our new folks want to get in on tabling for the rest of the summer, let me know and I'll send you the Google Sheet to sign up for. There's a bunch of rec events that we're piggybacking on so that we can get the library's name out. Our poster is finally ready. I sent everybody a link yesterday as a reply to Ted's email, so you should have all gotten a link to a Google spreadsheet that has places that I personally brainstormed that we could put posters. Please add to this list, and I'm gonna give everybody, basically everybody take like 10 of these.
Yeah.
And your goal is to take it to your place that you sign up for. You should sign up for 8 or 10 of them. Take it there and talk to a human about how we'd like this to be a permanent poster, not a sort of like it's taken down next Monday poster. Because it's evergreen. It's evergreen. It's got the QR code for the library website, so it'll take them to whatever is most current. So I'm gonna pass these around while we move on to
Maybe
the
just put them on the end so that like people can take them as they
but
go.
people won't.
Oh,
They
yes.
won't. Don't forget.
And I will say that I printed those all out on the copier printer
nice
that's
job.
being replaced next week, so I could squeeze every last email.
Okay, so don't forget to go to the spreadsheet and put your name for where you're taking it. Add places I didn't think of. And there's a column for success, and there's a column for you tried but it didn't work, so that we know that like that one's been.
And
you
have you sent this out already, or you're gonna send this?
This is
Yeah, the spreadsheet. It's in the.
email yesterday in
Okay.
response to
Okay,
Ted's
okay,
agenda.
I probably have it.
So Holly, I have a question, having done this for another organization recently. Oftentimes when you walk in, if it's a business,
Mhm.
they have to talk to their manager or whatever. And so they take the poster. Do you want us to then go back if they're not putting it into?
I think you can count that as a success
If they took it.
If they took it,
if they took it, because you don't have it anymore.
yeah, okay, and you don't want us to go back and retrieve it.
I don't want you to go back and retrieve it. If you go back later for something else and notice that it's
Oh,
not up, then you can put that under try but no. But
Got it.
yes. Okay, and again, please write your stuff in the spreadsheet. Put more stuff in the spreadsheet. That's me.
All right.
Spreadsheet. What?
Thank you. Any questions?
Spreadsheet distribute poster.
You can put the link to the spreadsheet in the minutes.
You could, yeah, which is in your email. Yes. I
Any
didn't put
questions?
it on the agenda 'cause I didn't- yeah.
All right. Any questions for Holly? Holly, thank you for doing all that. Thank you for organizing all the.
Oh, sorry, one more thing.
Sure.
Pride is happening this year, is September 13th. Please mark your calendars. Com Squad is organizing our library effort, but we would love for as many people as possible to turn up for. That's
It is also the kickoff for our giveaway of the Charity and Sylvia Vermont Humanities Council
Nice.
books,
Nice.
which have been controversial. Did you see that article?
I don't have it yet.
Oh, okay.
All could be controversial. Okay, I'm done. Sorry.
All right. Any other questions from Holly or comms? Okay, Marty, I'll turn it over to you, and I know you got one action and one discussion.
Okay.
I'll turn it-
So Ann and I were the only ones with Bree at our meeting. Donna was out hiking in Canada, so we talked about 3 different policies. The trustee gift account. We started looking at the board bylaws, and we're putting those aside. We'll revisit those at our July meeting. We may have something for you in August, but the one policy that we did vote through for changes that we recommend to this board are on the governance and on the room rental usage policies and procedures policy. And this change came to Bree from the staff. They were requesting that we expand the number of room spaces in the library where people can bring food. So currently, people can bring refreshments into the digital lab and the community room, and they wanted to add the boardroom, this room, as well as the Pickard, is it Pickard? May I say that? Pickard, quiet reading room. So we talked about that, approved that. And those are the changes you see here, other than some wording, that we just changed some wording that we thought, clarified the language. But no substantive change other than adding those 2 rooms.
And people don't need to take their own trash away. We have facilities for that.
That's true. They can now put their trash in the receptacles that are there on site. That's true. One thing that we did not make a change here, but generated a lot of discussion, was the refreshment fee of $50. So if you want to rent a room, you want to reserve a room, there's a great form online. We went through the process with Bree. It's very easy. But you're faced with 2 questions when you go to sign up to use a room. The question is, will you be serving refreshments? And you can either choose the bullet point, no, or yes, and I'm fine with paying $50. So there was a lot of discussion among the 2 of us and Bree about what is that, the refreshments? What does that mean? If you have cookies and punch, is that a $50 fee? If you have a buffet spread, we said, okay, that's probably $50 worth of. So we talked about kind of current practice, what's happening with the staff. I'm just going to read this. This is from the minutes that Ann took. Bree noted that this fee covers cleaning, is assessed when a group has a meeting catered or has pizza or substantial food. If the group did not say yes in the application, and then they pay the fee, library staff kind of pokes their nose in the room, checks to see what's going on, and they assess a fee. The fee is not assessed for light refreshments like cookies or snacks. But we don't know how they've answered that question. It's really, there's no good, clear option for those people that want to have light refreshments. And I don't know if people are not choosing to rent a room when they see that question, or they just go ahead and pay the $50, but we did not make any change in this policy. And I know Ann has some things to say.
Oh, no, I just wanted to say, we also don't want to trick people into paying $50 through the form if they're not having a lot of food. Anyway.
And it's also kind of a challenge for staff, like, are they gonna be like policing it and like, you can't eat here, where's $50? And we talked about also the money doesn't go directly to facilities, which
Right.
is
I-
so it's a slippery slope and it's maybe involves some more discussion at some point.
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this was started as we had the new library, this brand new library, and we didn't want people junking it up and messing it up. And it was like, let's put this something out here to kind of manage food. And now I think we're in the the 5-year anniversary process here is to like, hey, we're getting really good at finding what it is and what the intent is. Because I think we like the library the way it looks. I think in 5 years it's held up very well because we probably have some sort of intent of people having realized if they bring food, they may have to pay some money. So I think the intent's good. It's now the implementation and the management of it that we need to look at. So I think there probably should be some more discussion, but I'm okay with where we're at. But I think it's probably something we need to dig a little more further to make sure the staff feels comfortable implementing it.
Go
Do we
ahead.
have numbers on how many people have clicked the button that says I
We
need?
could get those
Yeah.
numbers. I don't know them off
Yeah.
the top of my head, but we have a room reservation team. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does the libraries, like people who are booking a room, this is people who are paying to use the room or people who are not paying to use the room?
So I mean, we also have like, there's the nonprofit folks but yeah, it's a toughie, you know, because if they're gonna be bringing food in, but they're like a partner organization, or like we don't charge the Red Cross, but they bring a ton of snacks, you know, and for the blood drive.
I was wondering if it would be possible to put a like have a deposit. And if they clean up after themselves, the deposit returns, and if they don't clean up after themselves.
That's a lot.
That's a outing.
That is a really, it was challenging to give someone a refund when they paid twice. With our accounting, municipal accounting is an own special thing.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Yes.
So how many rooms are in the library available to use?
Would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. At least 8 rental spaces, 9 with the auditorium.
So people can rent, they can reserve the rooms?
Mhm.
Do they rent them? Do they pay to reserve them?
It depends on the time. So we have a whole sheet on our website
Okay, so I'm
about that. Yes.
Okay.
And right now it's very manual. Like you fill out the form, people look at it. You know, we have staff that's making calls or judgment calls about things and then putting that in. So, you know, at some point a clear.
What's the cost for renting a room? Does it depend on the room?
It depends on the room. It depends on if you're a nonprofit or not and how much time. They're all very reasonable, like $25 an hour for the nonprofit. We're cheaper than, and like 2 hours are free. Anything up to 2 hours is free.
For nonprofits?
Or for anyone.
Oh, so.
And has anyone that's rented the room complained?
No, people are the rates are very low
Oh, that's, yeah, yeah.
intentionally.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it might be something when we look at this policy as a full policy that we consider.
Okay. And you have another comment?
I'd just like to move to make a motion to adopt the proposed changes to the room rental usage policies and procedures policy that we have in the minute that we have.
I would like to second that.
Okay. Does the motion seconded? Any further discussion on this? Any of the other points that are on the document that anyone has questions about? Or is there any other background we need to share on these that was concerned from the committee?
Ted, will you be serving snacks at our meetings from this point on?
Or baked goods?
Or baked goods, now that we can officially have food in this room?
No.
So I will say for those people who are new, we had a very strict no food policy basically anywhere. And it was very challenging for the staff to be like, put that granola bar down, or like, you can't have those goldfish crackers, 2-year-old. Or, you know, things, and it became also eroding that relationship that we're trying to build with patrons here by policing. And so we got rid of that. And it has not been a problem. We don't have like someone bringing in a buffet and just sitting out in the
I
middle.
imagine liquids are the more,
We've had more spills because of the
Yeah.
free coffee. But you know, carpets are getting cleaned on the 17th, 16th and 17th.
Any other discussion? Okay, I'll call the motion. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Seeing none, the motion passed. Thank you, governance. Thank you very much. Marty, anything else you'd like to share for governance?
No.
Okay. All right. Last agenda item is the strategic plan. Obviously we have 4 minutes left, and me being remote and people in and out. We'll hold on that. What I did do on the attachment is I did add a little bit of detail on each section that I gave as the structure of the strategic plan with an example. So just to help spur some thought, these are my ideas, so they're not at all flushed out as by the committee or by the group, the board. But these are things just to probe what I was generally trying to look for on ideas there. So this is, again, my leadership direction, but clearly doesn't necessarily need to be the full direction of the board. It's just more ideas for thought. So I'll take this next 3 minutes just to talk about the next steps. There's two options we really could do. We can continue to try and put the strategic plan on a regular meeting. I feel the discussion we have on our regular agenda is important, so I don't want to shortchange it. So there's really two options. One is to call a special meeting with focus on strategic plan. And the second option is to form a subcommittee to dive deeper into strategic planning, bring more meat to the proposal of a strategic plan to the full board, and then we discuss that. So I would throw those two options out to the board as to thoughts on either one of those, or to continue with our process to try and tag it on regular meeting agendas, possibly go longer. So those are three, I guess there's really three options. Continue the process, maybe going a little longer, a special warned meeting for strategic plan, or create a subcommittee of the board to focus on strategic plan to create more so we don't have to bring all the people in to do a lot of the heavy lifting. Thoughts?
Well, Ted, I was just wondering, could we do both? You know, have a
Okay.
meeting, a special meeting that we can all at least, you know, say what we want to say or input
Right.
and let it do the.
Okay, so we can create a special, so the option would be create a special meeting based off the results of that special meeting. We could either have we'll take the next step potentially as a subcommittee to finalize what everyone's thoughts are and get it more into a strategic plan format, or we can decide that at the special meeting. So I guess I'm looking to try and create a special meeting. Now, granted, summer vacations, Ann and I happened partly because of personal issues with our families. We had to be away. So I know things come up. So is people's thoughts over the next 6 weeks, if I put a Google poll or some poll out there to kind of look for a date, is that okay with everyone? And if you can attend, great. If we get a majority, we'll go from there.
Is there a deadline for approval of this?
I was targeting September because we've been talking about this for a while. I don't think there isn't someone's requesting it for me to have that. I clearly would like it by the end of the year because our current strategic plan says it's really out and hasn't been looked at in 5 years. And I feel like we're on some good ideas here. I don't want to kill the momentum. So I'd like September, but I think December is really the goal. And I guess I was pushing September to kind of make sure we got to it by December. So I would like to look for sometime before the end of August for a special meeting. And I'll send some proposed dates out, I guess, to people. Does that sound fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
All right. And it'll get our two new
Thanks,
board
Ted.
members involved in the process. And if you can attend, great. If not, that'll be the special meeting. You can attend. I'll try and get as many people. And then we'll review it at a board meeting or create a subcommittee to try and do it. And we'll go from there. Okay.
Is
Any
the
other-
protocol- I just had a quick question, the protocol, like if we can't make a meeting, do we let you know, Ted, do we let?
It'd be best probably to let me know, and let
Okay.
Amy know as the
Just for
vice
future.
chair in case one of us isn't there, but, and the other thing I'll get with you when I sit down with you, you can sign up for agenda notices from the city, so when an agenda gets posted, you can get notice of that, so you can make sure that you're in the loop from the city's warning notices system as well.
Okay, thanks, very helpful.
Okay. All right, any other business?
Anne and Ted, I'm gonna leave your posters in the trustees box for you to retrieve.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That's
And
awesome. I
Bree,
look
if you
forward
can
to it.
leave the data in the trustees box too, that you shared. Copies of the data. Okay. All right. I appreciate again, everyone.
Me too.
Ann and I both had a family situation that we needed to take care of our aging
Right.
parents. We're all good. I think I know I'm good, and I hope you're
Yep.
good as well.
Yes, all
So
good.
we will be back in town soon. I'm back on Sunday, and look forward to seeing everyone. And Christy and Leslie, welcome to the board. We appreciate your support, and I look forward to working with you. Bree, thanks as everything, and board members, thank you, and have a good night.
Thanks, everybody.
Meeting is adjourned at 6:59.